What can be my top 10 favorite figures of 2023? Let's find out. Hit the intro. So, what is going on, my fellow collectors? How is everybody doing today? Daredevil 19 here, and Happy New Year to everyone. Today, it comes to that time of the year where everyone goes over all their favorite action figures of the year. So let's get into my top 10 favorite figures of 2023 with 10 honorable mentions. I put the honorable mentions in order too. Also, keep in mind that these were just my personal favorite figures, and I'm only going by figures I've gotten this year. If you would like to see a more non-biased list, we did a best and worst action figures of 2023 on our latest podcast episode, which should pop up right there in the top right corner right this second. Also, there's a few figures on my honorable mentions that are in my storage unit. I think it's about 4 of them, so I could not put them on the video here, so I'll have pictures pop up. So without further ado, let's get into this goddamn video. Alrighty-o, so for my honorable mentions here, we do have 10. I only have 6 in person, the other 4 are in my storage unit, so that's why you only see 6 here. Or 7. Well, I can't count. Alright, so coming in at number 20 is the Anime Heroes Tony Chopper. Now, I put him on my list because he's a super cheap figure at like 25 bucks, and he is included with a lot of accessories. Yeah, there isn't shading or anything like that, which is why he didn't make it on the top 10 list, but definitely deserved an honorable mention. And coming in at number 19 is the Buzzmod Daki, and I feel like this is definitely one of their better female figures. I think they did a really good job with the paint, the sculpting. You have a good amount of accessories, and she's just super fun to pose around, and she definitely deserved an honorable mention. Now for number 18, we have the Marvel Legends Bearded Daredevil. Yes, that's what I call him, the Bearded Daredevil. But I love this design of Daredevil, and I mean, look at the name of my channel. I had to put a Daredevil figure on my honorable mentions at least. And now coming in at number 17 is the Play 112 Darth Maul. And this figure is so amazing. One thing that holds it back though is there's pretty much no ankle articulation because they're hidden or covered by the boots. Darn it! But it's still a beautiful figure. They did a really nice job with it, and it's a third-party company. So now for number 16, I just have pictures because he's in storage, and it is the SH Figure Arts Kid Naruto. When I first got this figure, I could not stop posing it around. It's just a super duper fun figure, and Tamashii Nations is just absolutely killing it with their Naruto line. Now, number 15 is the NECA Ultimate Edition Elder Predator. The Elder Predator is just such a sick Yautja, and NECA just did an absolute fantastic job on the figure, and I love the way it turned out. So now number 14 is the SH Figure Arts Venom. Tamashii Nations did a beautiful job once again with another figure, and this Venom definitely deserves an honorable mention because it's such a great figure, just a bit expensive. Now, number 13 here, we have the Reveltech Amazing Yamaguchi Hawks. I feel like a lot of people slept on this figure. It's just super fun. Pretty much every Amazing Yamaguchi figure is fun. It just has some nice sculpt detail, a bunch of accessories, and deserves to be on honorable mentions. And now for number 12, we have the SH Figure Arts Monkey D. Luffy. I know a lot of people were hating on it because he had bad knee joints, which I agree with, but it's still a great figure. That's its only main issue, so it definitely deserves an honorable mention. Now for number 11, last figure before we get into the list, we have the Demonical Fit 3.0 Goku. They did such a good job with this figure, and he almost made my top 10 list. It's definitely the definitive 1/12 scale base form Goku, and like I said, it was so close making my list, but that is my 10 honorable mentions. Now, shall we continue on and now get into the actual list? I think we should. So coming up now is my top 10 favorite figures of 2023. So coming in at number 10 is from NECA, and we have the Wanderer from TMNT The Mirage comic series. And this figure actually surprised me at how cool and how awesome the detail is on it. Just look at the wash, all the added black lines all through throughout the figure, on his skin tone, the bandages, and then that shirt piece, even on the sheets and everything. Just very nice detail on the figure. The articulation isn't the best, and I mean, it's a Ninja Turtle figure, so they're always going to struggle with articulation when it comes to a Ninja Turtle. But overall, it's a really nice figure, and like I said, it surprised me at how cool of a figure it is, and I feel like it definitely deserved the number 10 spot on my listaroo here. And now coming in at number 9 is the SH Figuarts Orochimaru. He definitely needed to be on my list. This is such a well-executed figure. Orochimaru isn't even one of my favorite characters, but I just had so much fun posing this figure around when I first got it. You get some really cool accessories with him. You have the great articulation just like the new updated Kakashi, and it's just an all-around great action figure. I love the way the belt piece looks, the rope belt. There is a little bit of shading on the lower portion of his shirt, I guess. I mean, the hair looks great. All the faces are awesome. It's just, you have so much fun with the accessories and the articulation. And like I said, the detail is on point and looks like Orochimaru from Naruto. So definitely had to put this in at number 9 on my listaroo. Oh, I said that twice, listaroo. Oh, God. So, now coming in at number 8, we have the SH Figuarts Sanji. And this figure definitely helped save the line in a way because the first two releases weren't really the best. I mean, like I said, Luffy turned out good, just bad knee joints. And then Zoro turned out horribly. The detail on him's fine, but everything else, it's a mess. Accessories are good too with him. But Sanji here is an all-around fun figure. The only downside to him is how they did the shoulder joints. We don't know why they did that, because they have other figures in suits with better shoulder joints. But besides that, everything else is great on this figure, and it's a super duper fun figure as well. So now moving on to number 7 on my list, and that is the NECA 4-pack of the Ninja Turtles from the Mirage comics. And my goodness, what great figures. And you can see how good the detail was on the Wanderer. You get the same type of detail on this 4-pack here of these new Mirage comic version Ninja Turtles. They just did a great job on all 4 of them, even though they're all pretty much the same figure practically with subtle differences here and there. But I mean, overall, they're super fun figures. And like I said with the Wanderer, the only downside is they don't have the best articulation, and I had a couple stuck joints, like the left bicep is still stuck on my Leo. I think the right one was stuck on my Donnie, but I got it unstuck. But I love the way the green looks, the beige on the front of the shell, the back of the shells look great, their knee and elbow pads and everything, and their bandanas, just such beautifully made figures here. And I love what NECA has been doing in 2023, and I hope they continue it in 2024. Now moving on to number 6, we have another NECA figure. Like I said, NECA's been doing great in 2023, so we have the Feral Predator, the Ultimate Edition, which is the only version. But this is another figure they just absolutely killed it when it comes to the detail. And not just that, you get a ton of accessories with him, and his articulation is really good too. And I love how they did the magnetized accessories, like for his med pack and even for his bow staff or combi stick. Just the detail on his skin tone with all the spots everywhere, and how he had the scar like on his spine looks great. The wrappings around the feet look awesome. We do get mostly individual pred dreads, and another really cool thing is you can remove his mask, and he has interchangeable mandible slash mouthpieces. 3 of them. How awesome is that? This is just an all-around really fun figure, and this is what a great action figure definitely is. So now moving on to my top 5. And coming in at number 5 here is the SH Figuarts Sukuna. And my goodness, Tamashii Nations really are doing fantastic jobs with these Jujutsu Kaisen figures, and Sukuna here is a super fun figure. The only negative is the torso joint. He doesn't really go forward too much, but that's really it. Everything else is on point, from detail to articulation, and you do get a nice chunk of accessories with him as well, mainly just hands and faces. But I mean, I love the way the hair looks, the tattoo pieces look great on the faces, torso and arms and everything. It's just such a really cool figure, and Sukuna is just a dope character, so I definitely had to put this in my top 5 at least. So now let's move on to number 4. So for number 4 here, a lot of you are probably shocked shocked that he's number 4. They probably feel like he should be higher. And we have the SH Figuarts Legendary Super Saiyan Goku. This is hands down one of their best SH Figuarts figures, and it's one of the funnest Dragon Ball Figuarts figures I have ever owned. This thing has a ton of accessories, incredible articulation, and the detail is also really well done as well. The only thing a lot of people weren't too happy about is the upper torso is a slightly different color compared to the rest of the skin tone, but it's not that bad if you don't have it under super bright lighting. One of my favorite parts is just the ripped pants, the way they sculpted that detail and then added the shading. Just beautiful work on just the shading and the sculpting on the pants there. What a fun, cool, awesome action figure. And this is what collecting action figures is all about, and figures like this. So now we're going to head on to my top 3 figures of 2023. And coming in at number 3 is another NECA figure, and that is The Last Ronin, Raphael. When they first announced this and showed promo images, I was so giddy, so excited to get this. And it finally released kind of like mid-December. I've had it long enough to distinguish if it deserves to be on my list or not. NECA, once again, with the detail, man, they just do such a fantastic job with paint and sculpt detail. The articulation, once again, it's a Ninja Turtle, so you do get some restricted movement like the legs and torso and waist movement, but all the other points of articulation are pretty good. You get a really nice amount of accessories, but like I said, my favorite part is hands down the detail, which is definitely one of the strong suits when it comes to NECA and their action figures, and this Raphael is just such a cool concept for him as well. So now we're going to move on to my number 2, and I had a tough time deciding which one of these figures should be 1 and 2. So my number 2 here is the SH Figuarts Kakashi. Definitely deserves it. Kakashi's one of my favorite characters of all time, and Tamashii Nations, holy crap, they really made like a perfect 1/12 scale Kakashi figure. They updated the hair and it looks so much better compared to the other one. The other one I used to love, but having this, the other one is a piece of garbage compared to this. I mean, it is old and outdated, and this is new and updated, and you could just see the huge difference between the two. The articulation, pretty much all around, great. The detail is really well done too. I'm just not a fan of the glossy look to the plastic. That's the only thing I'm not a big fan of, and I wish he had a lightning blade effect. That's another downside, but like I said, in the best and worst action figures list, you can use Sasuke's Chidori with this Kakashi, and just an all-around super fun figure, man. They are doing such a great job with their Naruto and their Jujutsu Kaisen figures, and Kakashi definitely had to make it at least number 2 on my list. So now for my number 1 most favorite figure of the year, which came out more around the end of 2022 in December, that is the Buzzmod Tengen Uzui. This, I feel like, is their best figure in the line as of right now. They just straight up killed it with this Uzui. You get so many accessories with them, and really awesome accessories. So the display options, you have tons of them. And then the articulation is also incredibly well done on the figure. The only thing I'm not a fan of is how the hip joints can get loose on you, and that is an issue they do have trouble with their figures. And then the detail on this thing is outstanding. It looks just like how Uzui does in the anime or manga. They really did an awesome job with this figure. I feel like this was one of their favorite characters. That's why it turned out so good. Like, the swords are so dope, and they use like a glossy paint form, and it just makes them stick out even more. You get the real chain on it. The hair sculpt looks great. Just wish we had like a bloody face with him, at least one. Maybe we'll get a battle damage version one down the line with the chopped off arm and the cut out eye or something like that, like what they're doing with the new Rengoku. So there you have it, my top 10 favorite action figures of 2023. Everybody's list is going to differ, you know. A lot of people are going to put their favorite characters in there because it's their favorite characters, and you know, that's perfectly fine. Anybody can put whatever figures they want in their top 10 list, and this was mine. There was so many good releases, it was hard not to put certain figures on it or where to put them in what spots. So 2023, great year for figure collectors, and 2024 is looking very promising for us once again. But that is the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know your top 10 favorite action figures of 2023 in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and don't forget, I will catch you on the next episode of Daredevil 19, and I will also see you guys later. Whoa! Yeah!
shall start with revenge.
I am the knight.
Gonna change the future.